I've been nursing now for 25 years. I started my career in internal medicine. I was there for 2 years. I did my compulsory army service there. And then after, I asked to be transferred to ICCU, Intensive Care Cardiac Unit. My experience as a charge nurse started in internal medicine after 3 months. I was the only nurse. There were plenty experienced nurses, but I was the only nurse with the academic qualifications and who had undergone all the hospital protocol. I work full-time, which is 5 shifts a week. And because the last 5 years in ICCU, I was second in charge to the head nurse for the last 5 years. Every time that I've been in charge of the shift, I've always been the head of the shift. Sometimes the workload is hard. The workload can be hard from many reasons. Sometimes the workload is hard as a result of the critical patients. Sometimes the workload is hard because of lack of staff, or because of new staff, or because of replacement staff. But I think if you show the staff that even under these circumstances, things can still run smoothly, and you can still laugh and be calm, I think it makes everyone feel better, because you can't change the situation, but you can change the way everything runs and the way everyone feels and the way you greet the patients and the way you treat the patients. And for me, that's the main thing. My biggest issue when I became a charge nurse at the beginning of my career, as opposed to now, was the heavy responsibility I felt. The heavy responsibility I felt for my patients. I was torn between my patients and between all the patients. I was worried that maybe because I'm trying to look over what's happening with all the patients, maybe I would not give my patients the full attention they deserve. In addition to the responsibility I felt towards all the patients, I think I was always worried that some situation would come up that I wouldn't know how to handle it. If it's a plumbing situation, if it's an electric situation, if it's a welfare situation, if it's a medical situation. I think with the years, with experience, I think I managed to handle most of the situations. You know that if there's a plumbing situation, if there's an electrical situation, so you phone maintenance. If there's a welfare problem, then you can phone the social workers. And with experience, you're able to handle most of the medical situations quite easily, and even people consult with you. The only situation today which I still find difficult, and I think will be with me till the end of my career, these are the emotional challenges and the emotional situations. Death is always sad and difficult to accept. In addition to death, it's very difficult to treat families or spouses of co-workers that are sometimes in critical situations, which we have once or twice we've had to do. And another situation which I found emotionally difficult, I remember when I had to work during the war. Even though it was quite a few years ago, I remember that between sirens, we obviously had to treat the patients. All these situations paralyze you. They sort of shatter you. And not only you, I think they shatter the whole staff. And you sometimes have to collect yourself, and you have to take lead, and if you have to show everyone that the show has to go on, that even under not in an ideal situation, you have to carry on. And the problem is that in these situations, you are very prone to make mistakes. You have to doubly check yourself, and everyone must doubly check themselves. Because somehow in these situations, your head is somehow wandering because you are so emotionally involved or mixed up. I think as a director of nursing, I think a good idea would be to have workshops for charge nurses or for nurses that are going to be charge nurses, and to work through all the different situations that may arrive. You can't obviously prepare for all the situations that can arise, but I believe there are situations that consistently come back. And I think if you are prepared for a situation, then you are able to deal with it in a better manner.